Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and a lot of people like to complain about Overwatch in many different aspects. Like, it's no secret, whether it's like a brand new event and they like bring a bunch of different skins, they like to complain saying, oh, why don't they just create quality skins? These skins suck. And then Blizzard goes and fixes that, brings another great event, and then they complain saying, why can't they fix this game? Why can't they fix the toxicity and levers? And then they go to fix that. It's just like a back and forth type of thing. But for today's video, I did want to talk about Jeff Kaplan and the Overwatch team, even cracking down even more on the toxicity in Overwatch, because it's no secret by now that this place is kind of toxic, right? It's the most saltiest place on earth, right next to McDonald's, and not a lot of people are happy with it. But finally, Jeff Kaplan just released an interview with Kotaku that he's actually getting small amounts of teams, whether it's from the developer team, the designer team, the support team, whatever team it could be. He's gonna try to combat that with anti-toxicity and try to actually file more reports to try to get rid of the jerks, the not nice people, and just the toxic players out of Overwatch. So finally, everyone that is gonna be mean to me and telling me to play Mercy and it's the luck TPS and yell at me, you're gone, you're finally leaving. But just settling down and moving away from the hypeness that toxic players are finally going to be dropped a little bit. To explain a little bit more, yes, there are going to be certain parts of the Overwatch team that's actually going to be able to go in and actually give more suspensions or more punishments for the people that are trying to be toxic. Because what people don't realize is that, yes, you can do whatever you want because you're your own person, you're a human, you can act however you want, especially in the online world. But the thing is, though, if you play someone else's game, it's not like they can't enforce rules, so they can enforce a lot of punishments, which will try to influence people to, well, not be a jerk and not be toxic and, hey, be a decent human being. Now, with my videos, I always say, hey, just be nice, try to have this positive attitude if people don't want to try to be nice, and then just mute them and just move on. Don't try to fight fire with fire. Sometimes they just have problems in the outside world and they try to take it out on people they don't know in the Overwatch world. That's not okay, though. That's not an excuse to just continue this behavior. So, if the toxic players, like, realize, oh crap, hey, I can be suspended or worse, even banned from this anti-team, which, again, they didn't go into details of what this team, I'm using air quotes right here, is actually gonna do, but this might not be it, but what I'm kind of imagining is like undercover cops in a sense, where these players or these developer team members are just going in competitive, and if they ever see someone in team chat or just typing in the chat or just talking to people and using like negative toxic words, because in this article it did mention how they will try to use like keywords to determine, okay, who's being toxic, to be able to punish that person. And with this undercover team, I think they'll be able to quickly identify these toxic players, because we don't want these people in our games. Yes, if they are caught a day or two after, that's awesome, but we would rather stop the problem where it ends. So that's probably what this team is probably going to be able to do, is like, okay, this guy's toxic, even if it was just for a millisecond, if it was just one game, we don't want someone else to experience this, what I just experienced, so we're just going to completely get rid of this person by either suspending them or banning them, which I really do like. Because ever since day one of even Overwatch, let alone just competitive, we've known that toxic players have been so prevalent, and especially on the console community. But what the Blizzard team finally did was implement an in-game report system, because, well, the console report system was pretty flawed, let's be honest, but they finally implemented that, which helped a little bit, but at least this now will just combat even more toxic players. But one thing that a lot of people will be wondering, it's like, okay, what about levers now? Because that's a form of toxicity, because that could be seen as like, oh, I hate these guys are mean, I'm just gonna leave the game because, well, I don't care about my SR, but I even care less about their SR. And usually when a player leaves the game, 9 times out of 10, because it still is possible to try to win a game with a lever. I made a video a long time ago, but usually you will lose the game, but that was a small form of toxicity. Some people will be wondering, okay, what about levers? Are they going to be getting the same punishment? And unfortunately, I don't really think so. I think it's really just to combat the behavior that's going on with the game, other than just the lever aspect, because what you guys have to realize is that disconnectors also get the same form of punishment as a lever, because there's no way to really determine an authentic disconnect. So that's why people will suggest when they see the levers, like, okay, why don't we have harsher punishments? But you guys have to realize it'll be a very long time till they can determine a proper punishment for an authentic lever versus an authentic disconnector. But really, what this was trying to focus on was just the current behavior of the players that are staying in the game, because what you guys have to realize is that people that want to be toxic will probably stay in the game because they don't like being proven wrong. They want to make a point and they want to be right, so they're going to stay in the game, just continue to argue. And once you get into that stage of the Overwatch game, you pretty much lost the game because your main focus is the argument, not really the game. So the way that Blizzard is going to do it is just try to influence, hey guys, just behave. That's pretty much what they're trying to say here. Jeff Kaplan even stated he's very disappointed with how people are behaving, and I guess it just comes with maturity. I guess it just comes with realizing, hey, don't argue back because that's not gonna help end the situation. And to help the process go quicker as terms of ending the toxic behavior, they just got to implement more harsher punishments, which that looks like is their main plan, because as it stands right now, if you're toxic and you get caught, sometimes you just get a slap on the wrist and you just get banned from talking. That's really it. You can't communicate with your team, but you can still go into competitive and still throw matches there. Or sometimes you will get banned from competitive, but it's a very small like suspension. It's not even a ban here. Now, if you do want to be toxic, you still can, but you might get caught sooner, and also you'll just get thrown out of the game, because the Overwatch team even mentioned that they don't want you in the game. They want a happy experience. They want people that actually want to play and not just ruin the experience for others for your own personal enjoyment, which I think that's the plan and the vision that the Overwatch team has, which I'm very supportive of, because lots of people like to hound on Blizzard and the Overwatch team saying they don't work on the game too much, but it's a very small team, and whether it's a brand new event, new skins, the Overwatch World League, or actually just solving the toxic behavior in the actual game, they've been working on it, and they even said so themselves. So I'm very proud of Blizzard, and I'm very proud of the Overwatch team for what they've been doing to help solve this problem. But I do want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think this is a step in the right direction? Do you think that they should even do more? Do you think they should just have the ban hammer even more prevalent, like more punishments? Let me know. So I love you guys. I thank you guys for watching more Overwatch videos to come, and bye.